Welcome, everyone. Welcome, Indira and Julian. And thank you for the amazing work you're doing in Nepal with the children. Please take it away, Indira.
Yeah, I'm Indira Timilisina from Nepal. Yeah, and I'm animal activist and trying to promote veganism in Nepal. Yeah, and yeah, I'm by profession I'm a tutor. Yeah, and since my childhood I'm vegetarian. Yeah, since childhood I was vegetarian, and later after late teens I started to be vegan by seeing the cruel scene of cow farming. Yeah, and family members have become vegetarian, and only 2 of them are going vegan. Yeah, so it's I have started from my family first. Yeah, and yeah, it makes me go vegetarian when I see sacrificing goats. Yeah, and I and my sisters cry for it, and I remember that day we cry a lot and ask our parents to change the meat into goat. In that time they have laughed. Yeah, so and we uh, so we so to see our tears, since then they have stopped sacrificing in our home. Yeah, and we rejected to eat meat, so many family members started not to eat meat, and 2 of them are vegan. Yeah, already vegan in our family members. Yeah, and I used to rescue dogs, cats, pigeons in a local area. Yeah, and I used to plant trees in my yards, and I used to distribute different plants to my friends too. Yeah, later in 2019, I met Julian, and I see his craziness in veganism that make me to involve in veganism program too. So since then I involved in protest, and it's every Saturday till today. Yeah, today also I have gone for Supati temple. Yeah, and then I joined with Julian and go in different schools with him. Later I go alone to the school to teach veganism. And I feel nice uh, to teach the students about veganism. Yeah, and yeah, I used to. I have taught in so many schools, yeah, and with go for hiking, I yeah, and people used to know me by picking up plastic in hiking, yeah. So and in so many years I involved in veganism program, so I have a concept about little bit. I want to tell something about veganism too. Yeah, veganism is not a cult, or it's not a fad. It's a demand of time. Yeah, and it's a demand of this era. And it's a noble concept. So the noble concept is not understood by the majority of the people. Yeah. And it's very difficult to make them understandable. Yeah. So it's sometimes we feel disappointed. But veganism is worth, yeah, and to go vegan and to promote veganism is worthwhile. And if we don't involve in veganism program, then we cannot tell ourselves as a educated human being. Yeah. So veganism, so many people who are involving in veganism, just like activism, so they became disappointed when people don't listen to them and when they don't change their food habit, living style. Yeah. So they became disappointed. So I want to tell them we should not be disappointed because it's a novel concept. It's a new concept, yeah, and people easily don't accept the new concept, yeah. If we go back to the history, we can see human exploit human being, yeah. Man exploit woman, and there are still so many countries where women are not getting to vote, yeah, right to vote, and there isn't protection. There isn't protection, equal protection in law for men and women. But still, it is acceptable, and yeah, people are not raising question for it. Only few people questioned about it, yeah. Only few people questioned about it. Normally, people accept it and take it as normal thing. If people take it as normal and accept, it doesn't mean that it is all right. Yeah. So like that, half centuries. If we go back half centuries, gays and transgenders had to suffer a lot. Now their suffering had somehow ended, yeah, has ended. Yeah, one of American persons, Chris Bowen, told me that he has given cigarette as a gift, birthday gift to his father, because in 1960s, it is said that tobacco smoking makes man active and vital. So it was the thought of the people of that time. So he has given tobacco to his father as a gift. And later when they have seen, the people have seen so many health issues, just like cancer, asthma, different type of lungs disease, then scientists started to research about the tobacco, yeah? And research about the tobacco. But so many tobacco industries sponsored scientists, and they told that tobacco smoking is not harmful for health. It takes decades to accept the tobacco industries that tobacco smoking is harmful. Yeah. So nowadays, in each and every packet of tobacco, we can see tobacco smoking is injurious to health. Yeah. So it will, sooner or later, everyone has to go vegan and accept veganism. Yeah. And but it takes time. And so I request all the activists not to be disappointed, not to be upset if people don't listen to you. Just go on. Yeah. And so nowadays, meat industries, animal agricultures also doing the same as tobacco smoking. Yeah. So tobacco smoking factories, tobacco factories used to do in those days. Yeah. So to be vegan activists, it's not easy. If we just talk about it's not good to exploit animal. If we just talk that we should stop eating meat, consume dairy production, they will not listen to us. They pretend that they are listening, but in fact, knowing and understanding is different. So we have to follow some strategies, which I want to request. Yeah, and one of them is that we can involve celebrities. Yeah, celebrities. So many public people like to copy. Yeah, celebrities. They listen to the celebrities. So celebrities should openly promote veganism, at least vegetarianism. If celebrities, I know that there are only few celebrities, yeah, who are vegan. Yeah. But so we vegan activists should grow some talency. Yeah, we have to learn something, and we have to be little bit extra in the society so that they can listen to us. Yeah, just like that. What I do is that I have involved in yoga, so I can stand on my head for longer period. I can do different poses in headstand. Yeah. So so many common yoga, even yoga instructor cannot do that position. So when people see, people amazed it. Yeah. So I like that. So it's not easy for the vegan activist. Yeah. So they have to learn something and expose towards the people so that it will be effective. Other thing is that we can we need to have songs. We need to have songs, slogans about veganism. So many slogans, so many songs, catchy type of songs, so that it have effect on the public. Like that, we have to, the topmost thing is that we have to realize that veggies affected, vegetarian or veg eaters is affected by non-veg. Yeah, it is injustice. It's the stealing money from the veg pocket. Yeah, while they are eating meat or consuming dairy, they are not paying for the depletion of environment. They are not paying for the biodiversity. They are not paying for the losing of tropical jungles. They are not paying for the losing of green cover. So in cost of their, the cost of plate of meat might be 200 or 300, yeah, but it should be 800, 1,000, 1,200, because there should be taxation for environment depletion, and they have to pay for climate change. They have to pay for environment depletion. They can't steal money from the veg, as we all vegan are affected while they are eating meat or consuming dairy. So taxation should be there for meat. Another thing is that we should, people should be educated. Yeah, people should be educated. And this is the information, science and technology and information, age of information. So why don't we give information about the meat, about the dairy? If we give information what they are eating, what the meat is, how the dairy is coming, yeah, the cruel horror and terror scenario of meat industries, dairy industries should be shown in what is that, social media. We have to give information through social media to the public. So we have to involve actively in the social media to circulate this type of videos, yeah. And because common people, majority of people don't like to listen, or they don't like to listen, because when they listen, they have to be changed, and it's not convenient, and their food habit is not easily go away. So we all vegan activists, or we all vegan people should publish so many videos, circulate so many videos, photos, images about the cruelty in meat and dairy industries. Yeah. So there is the trend. Yeah, I'm told that everything goes viral overnight. Why don't we make viral this type of videos, these type of images, these types of things in social media? If we do this, then the mainstream, or the mainstream media, which are so much commercial, will cover these things, because these mainstream media are commercial, yeah, and they go where there is viewers, yeah. If so many viewers in the vegan zone or vegetarian zone, they will cover these things. So we have to be active in social media to circulate or to circulate the videos, images of the cruelty in dairy and meat industries. So another thing is that if we repeatedly do this, then it will have effect on the common people. Yeah? And another thing is that mostly we have to educate the children or the kids. If we educate the kids, then they will easily understand, easily understand, and they will change the value of life. They will have different value of life, and we have to teach the children to kill and eat meat or to exploit animal for our convenience. It's a monstrous activities, just like sometimes we used to say to the children that look at the meat eaters face, look at the meat eaters face, do they look like a monster? And children imagine that. So I think that children are just like the clay. We can change them easily. So we have to educate the children, and but it's very difficult because very difficult to go to the children's section, because we are living in the societies which are made by the meat eaters. So it's to be soft-hearted persons in this cruel world is not easy. So what I used to do is that I don't tell that I'm going to teach veganism. I told to the school administration that I will talk about the food. I'll talk about the environment. And while talking about environment, talking about food, and I talk about the veganism, we have to follow different strategies to circulate the information, to educate the people. And you know that so many scientists, so many doctors have unscientific belief. I don't know about in European countries, but in Asian countries, so many doctors, whether they are MBBS or MD or whatever, they think that meat and dairy have so much nutritional things. So meat alone or dairy can alone provide calcium, vitamins, protein. So they prescribe to take them. So we have to educate the doctors first, because we have to have faith upon the doctors. When I go to as a vegan person, when I go to the doctor and doctors talks about non-veg, I certainly be upset. As a vegan activist, I can fight with him and I can talk that even vegan food have more nutritional things. But so many people don't know about it. So doctors, whether they are MBBS, MD, they are illiterate in the nutritional value found in so many vegetarian and vegan food. So we have to first educate the doctors so that we can easily have a good effect on veganism. And another thing is that most of the public people listen to the what is that, religious leaders, spiritual leaders. Yeah. So, but all of us know that spiritual leaders, most of the spiritual leaders are like politicians. They don't like to point the fingers towards the people, public, because they don't like to displace their customers. Yeah. So if we are able to consult with few religious leaders, yeah, influential religious leaders, then if they talk about veganism, if they openly talked about veganism, if they promote veganism, it will have good effect upon the public people. Yeah. So
Thank you.
what we have to do. Yeah. And last thing I want to say that veganism is the strongest name for compassion. If we look into the eyes of the animals, we'll see our face on them. But so many people are not getting chance to be consciously involving with the animals. Yeah. So we have to circulate so many videos of loving animals, yeah, in the social media. So they will watch it, and it will have good effect upon them. So these are my experience while involving in veganism program. And if we use social media, it will be more worthwhile. Thank you.
Wow, thank you. And if somebody will spotlight Julian.
Could we, just before you do that, can we play her video? It's a couple minutes long.
Yes, I would love to. I'm going to show the video then.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Let's see. Share screen.
I promise to pick up. I promise to pick up.
Or recycle. 100 particles of trash. Safely use. Or bury plastic. I will ask all. To keep 3 dustbins. For recycling. Composting. And landfill. I will help save the earth. Saving animal and human lives. Most of the fire hazardous growth. Most of the fire hazardous growth will be consumed by the cows. It will be safe and provide free fertilizer. For the trees and farmers.
I will help save the earth. And eat nutritious veg food.
Okay, here we go. These guys are doing great. Look at all these Girl Scouts and Boy Scouts. Super kids, all right. Okay, here we go. All these kids are picking up. We're gonna bury it right here. Make a big thing here. We're gonna bury the plastic down here. You see that? This is like picking plastic?
Yes.
You like? Bury. No, go ahead, bury. Throw. Toss. We're gonna put, the kids are gonna put the plastic. Okay, we're just gonna dump it as much as we can, all of it right here. And then we're gonna start covering it, okay? So, okay, so Ramiro, very good. Ramiro. Okay. Ramiro, good.
Good better, best. Never let it rest.
Fix this problem if we just take the. It's just very bad if they eat it because it gets stuck in their stomach. And, hello, guy. This one looks like he was getting too much grass. Looks like he just died there. Here was Julian and Julian here. Who looks better? You want to have a look in concert? I think you do. This guy's right in the middle of a busy road here. It's just not safe. It's very hard to get out of the road. So many people here, huh? Isn't that great?
Yeah. Nice.
What's your favorite? That's right, you got kids, good man!
C'est les gens que j'ai entendu parler comme ça.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, but I was the wrong video. That was an Indira's video. You were supposed to play the ladies video. We want the highlight the vegan ladies, right? Is it possible to play her video now? How much time do we have left? Can you go by that first? Rebecca, how much time do we have left here?
I've got something going on in the background. Sorry to.
You have 20 minutes.
20 minutes. Okay, can we play Indira's video now, please? Or the ladies. Srijana Puyal is also here. She's the videographer. World Guardians also. There's a couple other gentlemen here with World Guardians. Tech Raj and Jivan is also titled there. Doing a lot of video editing, and both of these guys are amazing. Srijana is amazing too. Dr. Rao got to meet her down in Southern Forest. And and Indira, here's Indira's video with the other ladies. Go ahead. Thanks.
Indira Timilisina and Bobita Timilisina are daily feeding 10 to 65 street dog and cows.
Here's Indira and Babita feeding these wonderful dogs here. They're a little neglected, a little sick here. They made a little home.
They're afraid.
They're afraid. He has a very blunt back. I don't know if you saw that. If you don't dance with you, no friend of mine. You could dance. So happy, fine. Yeah, you could dance. You could dance. Everybody wants to dance. Is that good, buddy? Tasty. Hello, guys. Nice. This is our French friend, Momas Giri Manaj. Hello, Sati.
धेरै रोगहरू मासुबाट आएका छन् जस्तै क्यान्सर बर्ड फ्लू कोरोना भाइरस
Diabetes, dementia, and most global destruction.
Hey, quiet, quiet. Look at these kids. They're writing so many times. Wow. You're writing this all Nepali to eat the healthy diet and recycle, right? Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, look at all these monkeys here. They're so happy to get some food. Here. Hello, hi. Hello. I'll give half.
You can give it.
Here. Here we go. Here.
You will take it. Ah. There.
Delicious.
Yay. Both of those were wonderful.
Thank you. Yeah. Let's give Indira a big hand, and Srijana, and Tekraj, and Sivan. Thank you guys for doing that. Yeah, so Indira covered a lot of things there. I appreciate it so much. And I have so much, the utmost respect for Dr. Rao, Rebecca here, Ray, Jane Velez, Moby, and Glenn Mercer here. Accept my respects, and thank you so much for doing what you're doing. I know you all want to not have been doing, and with our other volunteers here and collaborators, I find that it seems to be students that are most likely to make a change. The youth, they have innocence, they have life, they have happiness, and they don't have a mindset yet. If they're under 16 or 17, usually they're influenceable, maybe 88% or more. But if we focus on the older people, it just seems like it's so hard to change, and you guys are just turning your wheels, and it's not going where. So in addition to the tens of thousands of talks and conversations in schools and planes and buses and streets, you know, it's with the World Guardians and other collaborators, I have, and climate healers, I have hundreds of times a day. Excuse me, I'm going back to reading here. It's better just to memorize everything. So I've hit the roads from 20 minutes to up to 20 hours straight, almost, with very few breaks. And I've seen Dr. Rao has seen me there in LA and so many places across the world. I've done this, but it doesn't do anything. These people don't have any consciousness. They just look at you and say, oh yeah, 21,000 scientists say go vegan. You know, millions of animals are dying daily. Billions actually are suffering. And nothing happened. Earlier here tonight is that there was educational system. They're denying what they told. The heart has reason that, you know, dear vegans, please, if you have the chance, work with the students, because that's what I found, that they're so open-hearted. And in different countries, if we focus only in America or Western countries where it's so hard to get into schools, these schools I walk right in, even with a tourist visa. Although I've been asked to change, I was threatened in India for a 5-year sentence by the police if I keep doing with banners or going to schools, or even talk to the more ministers. I've talked to so many ministers about this kind of programs, about what we can do for the animals. They need international help to put the cows in the forest, in the jungles. They've never fixed the problem. We don't have cows on the streets in America, in Europe. We could do this. And so, but they threatened that if I keep doing this, then they're going to put me in jail for 5 years. So the best thing is to get the proper visa. They said, just get a business visa, and that's what I'm encouraging my friends that want to do this kind of work in different countries. We can do this. We can stop the violence to animals and inspire the kids to do this. So what I like to do is tell the kids, repeat after me, and I say, Mo, Maha, Atma Shakti Gaur Kali. This is something in Nepal, which is, I am a great soul with great power. And Gaur Kali is, those are the people who got the British out of their country. They're fighting, you know, with just a small machetes against guns, and they still won in the end, right? And so, but we don't like fighting. We're against fighting, right? And so the thing is, we want to be guardians. And I wrote some things down here. I'm going to go ahead and read them if you don't mind. Okay. And we don't need everybody to, just 3% of the students, 3% of the leaders of the world, of the principals, the captains, the team captains, the vice principals, the vice presidents, the ministers, the queens and kings, the prime ministers. If you guys just go thoughtfully vegan, let the women that thoughtfully are consciously vegan and vegetarian, or vegan just only, right? be leaders and put them on the highlight, then and let them be leaders, then everyone will follow them because people are listening to them all the time anyway. They just have to. So let's encourage the vegan grandmothers with Tammy and the rest to become the leaders of the world and not to be afraid. You know, I'm reading some things here, or else we're not going to survive. The human race is finished. The species are dying, and this is some things I wrote earlier. It says, so even if you're your own the family decider for what happens with your family forever, more to turn off the killing machine and turn on the caring machine, that will end torture, pain, the death of our planet, and move us to the position, to the top position everywhere for all. It's an uncomfortable topic. So I'm going to just say this quickly. Does anybody have a will and testament? If they don't, we had a website. It took a couple of years to put it together. It's just, it's up now. It's called Eco Wills. If anybody wants to post their email, we can show them how to do that, because you can all, if you didn't feel like you're a hero, this is kind of a topic about heroes, this convergence this time. So if you don't feel like you've done so much yet, why not just make a will or convince some other people that are millionaires or billionaires to put their wills together and help these people like Indira, the people that go and feed the animals directly. Why just give money to big organizations? The money gets lost. You know, that's right now what I wanted to say. This is what I want to get to the point was, if Dr. Rao encourages me to do this, is to encourage everybody to get to do this. Why can't they? We have hundreds of people standing by that want to teach veganism, that want to go to schools, but they're struggling financially. They only need about $250 a month. That's peanuts. And we can have them doing all kinds of work. So if anybody wants to call me and collaborate with me, how we can get these fellows and ladies something that they can do, so they can leave their other jobs, so they can help save the planet, so they can be kind, please contact me. And any questions? Actually, that's what I wanted to stop at first. That's what I tell all the schools when I go into them. Does anybody have any questions anytime? Let's bring them on. I've been rambling on because we know we're short for time. Can anybody ask me any questions at this moment?
Reverend Betlove.
Hi, Julian. I would love to ask a question. Thank you so much for your great work.
Sure thing.
I am very curious about the approach to children. I mean, I think it's wonderful. I care about children. I mean, I've worked with children much of my life, but I'm wondering if in the culture you're working in, if the children have the power to decide what they eat.
That's a good question. You know, they do actually have a lot of time, especially if they're whining, if they're going, Mama, don't do that. They're going to have a lot of power. Yeah, of course. The kids don't want to kill and eat. Most kids, as Dr. Rao pointed out, they don't like to see. No human will admit that they want to torture something. Although there is the psychopaths that the FBI published a report in January 2018 that all these very vicious, the main characteristic of the psychopaths is that they're mean and aggressive to the bugs and hurt them and the animals. So yeah, they can change. Of course, they can change, and they can start. And we're actually in Nepal right now. We have a group that we've been helping to teach vegan sausages. They know how to make some of these vegan fish and other vegan ice creams, and they're distributing it, taking it to schools. And there's a lot of schools that are going vegan. There's a lot of restaurants that are going on. It's called the Vegan House. It's a factory that we help. We collaborate with, and that's their office is Vegan Nepal. Vegan World Guardians Nepal is right there too. So they can change. They want to change, and they realize they have a saying. I hate to say this saying because it's very arrogant almost. It says Titi Deva Baba, the guest is like a goddess or a god. And so the people that go there stay in fancy hotels and eat these crazy meat dishes and take helicopters that cost $5,000 when people are starving. It doesn't make any sense, and they don't want to do that. And if we go there and just it acts like like a spiritual tourist or a compassionate tourist, if you will, that goes and picks up plastic and teaches veganism, why not do it? Why take a trip and go someplace and disrespect their culture and tell them and look down on them when we can look up at them and say, you have such a holy country, let's put the plastic in the trash and recycle it and not eat any of the animals, not kill anything. Don't be part of this killing machine, be part of the caring machine like we want to be. So yeah, the kids can make a big decision, and they do. If they cry and they complain, they will be heard. And if the schools do it and then they send messages home to be vegan, why to save the planet, then why can't they? Yeah.
That's great. Yeah, I just know
So
in
that's the question.
our
Thank
country,
you very much.
in the United States, a lot of children don't have a lot of power. And so even though they might learn about such things, they may not have the capacity to make any changes in what they're eating, or, you know, some will, but some won't.
Mhm.
Thank you.
Yeah, sure. Thank you, Beth. Any other questions? Let's see what time it is here.
There was a
Maybe.
comment. There was a comment by Tech Raj Joshi, who said
Yeah.
about the plastic is a big product. Let's see, plastic product by Big India. So I don't know. He had his hand raised at one point. He may want to come on and say something, but he was talking about the big plastic in India also.
Yeah, I think he got disconnected
Oh,
from
okay.
Zoom. I think he's from Nepal.
Okay.
Yeah, he's from the Kantan Vidya Mandir school, where the school at that school has over 3,000 students. The principal is a vegetarian, mostly vegan, and he has over 30 to 40% of the students, 30,000 students, picking up trash. Sometimes during school hours and bringing it to the school. He bought 100 big bags that people could put, the garbage in, and he dug a big hole in the back of the school. His name is, the principal is Raj Kumar. And they literally are doing yoga at 4 in the morning. I got to live there for almost a month in the college, which is, it's a college and a school combined. And Tech Raj is a fabulous gentleman who helped us distribute hundreds of sweets to the kids who were picking up the trash and promising to read this message that they read. They kept this big banner right on their big bulletin board, and we posted it up in many places too, and walked around the school and walked around the canal, which was full of plastic, and removed hundreds of thousands, probably millions of pieces of plastic, little pieces and bags and everything. And then the municipality is coming to pick up the trash there. Is that right, Tech Raj? Are you back?
I still don't see him, but yeah. But thank you for telling us about his work.
Yeah, that's just one of the schools. And I've gone to, see, the amazing thing is I don't feel very heroic because I know what I could do. I can go to 11 schools in a day. It takes about 5 or 10 minutes to go. If the schools are close to get together, spend 15 minutes in a school and just do the math. You can, and it opens at 7 in the morning, some of them, and they go till 3 in the afternoon, sometimes till 4. So you can go to these schools and I can do it. And I didn't do it because of some threats that I could be kicked out of countries because of this. So, but because I have to have a proper visa, which is a working visa or volunteer visa or business visa or something like that. So,
right.
But I did go to many times to schools anyway, and even I got a lot of support. So anybody who wants to do it, contact me and I can tell them the best ways to do it. Apply for the visa ahead of time. Thank you.
Nancy, go ahead and ask your question.
Thank you so much for your work. I really appreciate it. And it's great to see the film. I'm wondering, some schools use the approach of involving the children, for example, in making gardens as a way of showing them, that how wonderful plants are, that they sort of grow themselves and engage them. And also I was wondering, like in American schools, it's so different because chanting a response like that is kind of not a usual teaching practice. And I'm wondering if, like, asking questions of the students, you know, what do you think about this? And how do plants grow? And what about animals? Do they feel? And, you know, as a way of pulling, like Edukare is, you know, pulling out wisdom from within the student, because we all have that compassion and that wisdom. Thank you. I mean, actually, one other thing is humane education is a law in the United States that it has to be taught by law, which is having compassion for animals, knowing they're other animals besides humans, knowing they're sentient beings. They feel pain, they suffer, they don't want to die, just like dogs, cats, humans, horses, dolphins. And so it's really just a matter in the United States of getting compliance and getting teachers to teach it, and having it be part of a curriculum.
What I did in Chicago was I had a banner just wide out in front of the school where the grade schools, and it went up, I think, 8th grade, one school there, and but the younger kids were the most excited. Yeah, it says all animals are equal on the banner that I had, and they were raising their, jumping up and down, and it was like, you can reach them. You don't have to go into the school. You can stand out in front of schools. I did that in many places, in many schools and colleges, but the college students are less likely to change. You just, the older they get, their mindset is comfortable. They got used to all the desensitization of the butchering and slaughtering of all the animal activism, and they're like, okay, well, either they're on one side of the fence or the other, but they're sitting on the fence, most of these animal activists and the planet activists, because they just need a little bit of encouragement. And they're, does Nancy have her hand up again? Okay.
Oh, sorry, I didn't put it down.
Okay. Yeah, so thank you so much for that. But I think, yeah, I think we don't need to be waiting to ask for permission to go to schools. We have to just do it. And I think my time is up here, but thank you so much.
You still have some time. So Allison, go ahead.
Hey, Julian, thanks so much for sharing. As you probably know, I'm here in Lima, Peru, and we're doing a lot of work with vegan organizations here in Peru. But anyway, I'm curious about, and I don't know how much time you have here, but I'm curious about how you actually got the door open in the school. And are you working in just one school, or are you working in several schools? How do you get the door open? How do you get your toe in the door?
Just walk up to the door and say, hello, I am here. I don't have any teacher credentials. I don't have any graduation from other than a high school. I did take a lot of college classes, but I on purpose didn't graduate because I didn't want a liberal arts degree. I only needed 2 classes more just because I didn't want to get comfortable and just sit back in a chair in some job. I have too much passion to do. This activities was which was some counselors told me that I should, you know, and spiritual advisors said, yeah, just go off and walk right into the schools. Honestly, I just walk right up to the schools with a banner, and I say, I have a message here, and I hold the banner and it just pops down. I have some other videos. I don't know if I can't play them now, and it was not time, but of the principals copying this message down and reminding the teachers to copy the message, because the parents, the grandparents never learned in schools and that's where it should be taught, how to manage, how to eat healthy, how to be wise, and how to recycle and manage waste. They just, and on top of it, they still throw it everywhere, and they eat unhealthy, and they're part of the killing machine. You know, they just need to be, they need to be re-educated, and not educated, but they need to be trained. Actually, that's a word, taught and trained to write this message and tell their husbands and wives that are burning the trash and eating the meat that's got to stop, or we're not going to survive. And that's part of the reason. And that's what Nancy, or excuse me, is that Allison? Yeah, Allison. See, eso es lo que digo. I'll say in English. Is that if we can start speaking 2 languages, don't be afraid. Just go up and do it. Just go right into the schools and you say you have a message, and if say the world's on fire, if you don't do something, they'll let you do it.
And are you approaching public schools, private schools, or both?
Honestly, in America, I had difficulty in trying to do school programs, but in Asia, I've never been denied. I've been asked to come another day. But they're looking at somebody who they a foreigner who hardly people don't even come, that they actually pay foreigners to teach in their schools if they can afford it, and they just, you want to come in and teach for free? Hey, right now I'm living in a cow sanctuary in Malaysia because my visa expired in Nepal and I wasn't able to get the proper visa in time, and I'm still working on that right now. Srijana, who's on this call, she has been working on that. So the thing is. Yeah, don't worry about anything. Just do it, and just use your ovaries or your whatever you got. Cojones, dice la gente, no tiene miedo para hacer nada. Just go and just do it. Walk up to the schools and they will not deny you. I bet you in Latin countries they will too. You know, they will help you.
Mm-hmm. And you're approaching public and private schools?
Yes, both public and private. Yes.
Okay.
And I say no school in Asia has said no. It's some of the security guards, or sometimes, just, say, wait, what do you want? What are you trying to do? And one time I was hitting my head like, I got to go see the principal. And they had a big meeting at the time as a celebration. And they said, okay, come right in. Like, yeah, just, it's fun and crazy. Did anybody else want to say, Jivan or Srijana, are you there, or Tick? Did anybody want to comment here about the school programs?
Quickly, Julian, before you leave, how do we contact you?
Just worldguardians.org is the website, worldguardians.org, and the YouTube channel, Enviro Diet World Guardians, or it's one word, Enviro, ENVIRO DIET. If somebody wants to type that in there so I can take it. And thank you so much, Dr. Rao, for letting me do this again. And I actually, I'm not afraid. I don't know why I feel uncomfortable sometimes, but it's such a loving environment here, very, very friendly and gentle. It's an honor to speak with you guys. I just had a lot of information and I didn't get to read it properly. I just wrote it just a few hours before this event. Okay.
Thank you so much, Julian. Thank you. And thank you, Indira. And thank you for empowering everyone in Nepal to do this work.
Thank you so much.